the impact of digital media on globalization. Towards the end of the 19th century, artists sought to capture their subjects through portraits of individuals who were absorbed in the act of reading a book. Today, it is the pictures of people standing in the middle of a crowd captivated by what they are reading on their smartphone that best symbolizes the 21st century subject. As communication and information travel faster and faster, the world seems to get smaller and smaller. As a result, this changes how the world communicates, especially with today's obsession with social media networks. One of the biggest changes in the way we interact due to social media networks is the huge number of people that we can interact with. Not only can we share our opinion with far greater audience, but also we have changed the way we express ourselves.
Friendship interaction and peer-to-peer relations are increasingly conducted online or through text messaging. Texting and online communications have influenced the evolution of language. They have thrown up new rituals and symbols and have had an important impact on people's identity and status. Consequently, what happens to people through their online interactions really matters to the way that people perceive themselves offline. Social media has also changed the way that we interact, mainly the way we have lost some of our social skills. Some people are completely incapable of carrying on a normal conversation or interacting with people in person because of the dependency of social media. Social media has affected our communication by the way we converse and in our writing techniques. We tend to summarize, and abbreviations are more prevalent.
COVID-19 is the greatest peacetime disruptor of globalization in the history of the modern world, and certainly represents an unprecedented threat to the international trading system. The pandemic caused the largest and fastest decline in international flows, including trade, FDI, and international travel, remittances, and official development cooperation. It implies a major rollback of globalization recent gain, but they don't signal a fundamental collapse of international market integration. But full recovery is not to be expected until vaccination rollouts are sufficiently global in scope. When considering whether COVID-19 will have a permanent effect on strategies of multinational companies, the answer depends, of course, on how long it lasts and as well as the continuing threats of the future of the pandemic. Nonetheless, it's not unrealistic to expect a speedy economic recovery once the pandemic has passed. The push towards deglobalization certainly still exists, but economies are now digitally connected in ways they have never been before.
Now for the social relationships and interests on virtual communities. During the height of COVID-19, restrictions face-to-face interactions were often reduced to core network members, such as, for example, partners, family members, roommates, and some weak ties were lost, and interactions became very limited to only the closest people. Live interactions were limited, so online interactions started. Social media positively affected relationships in the sense that they enabled them to stay connected even through the pandemic. Everyone has been forced to switch to an online format in order to stay connected. This forced businesses and communities to do the same. Now, there is way more information on people and more creations to make people stay united and entertained. Also, more time at home means that people had more time to browse online and explore the internet, increasing interest in online services and communities.